Hello everybody and welcome back to Bring Your Own Popcorn, and welcome to day number 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas, where I watch and review a Christmas film that I have never seen before. And in today's episode I will be watching and reviewing Spirited. Now this is a film that I've been wanting to see ever since it really came out on Disney+. I saw the trailer for it and I thought that looks like a lot of fun. It looks like great Christmas viewing. So I've been wanting to watch it ever since I saw that trailer. And yeah, as I said, the film just looks so much fun. It's got Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell in it, who are two just fantastic comedy actors. Not even comedy actors, just fantastic actors, in my opinion. I love both of them. And this one has also been recommended to me by quite a few people. People saying it's such great Christmas viewing. So yeah, really excited to check this one out. In terms of story, I know very, very little. But I do believe that it is an adaptation of, like a new adaptation of a Charles Dickens novel. I don't know if I'm 100%, or like a William Shakespeare novel. I don't know if I'm 100% sure about that. But I'm pretty sure it's adapted from a classic novel of some sort. But in terms of plot and stuff, I know very, very little. I actually know nothing. I know it's a musical. I know that, and I love musicals, so really excited for that aspect of it. But in terms of actually what happens, I know nothing. So without further ado, let's crack on and watch Spirited. Okay, so here we go with Spirited. Let's quickly read the description. Imagine Charles Dickens' heartwarming tale of Scrooge. Is this a Scrooge story? Is this a Christmas Carol? I didn't know that. Oh, that's excited me even more. I love that story. Imagine Charles Dickens' heartwarming tale of a Scrooge visited by 4 ghosts on Christmas Eve, but funnier, and with Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds and Octavia Spencer. Also huge musical numbers. Okay, we're asking a lot. Maybe just watch the trailer. What a strange description for the film. But I'm so excited to see that it's a Christmas Carol, like a retelling of a Christmas Carol, because I absolutely love that story and I love like modern retellings of it. So really excited for this movie, so let's crack on and watch Spirited. Okay, I'm just 20 minutes into the film and I've had to pause because I wanted to go get myself some popcorn. After I initially saw the vibe that this movie's going for, I was like, this film needs some popcorn. It's so fun. So I'm only 20 minutes in and it's so fun. So it's the exact type of film you want to just sit and munch popcorn to. So glad I've got some popcorn and let's crack on with the rest of the film.
This is where real change begins.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, he's definitely...
No,
he's fine.
He's good.
Well,
Wow,
none of it's
squirrely.
real anyway.
Okay, so I just got done with the movie Spirited, and oh my goodness, this is the definition of a fun film. I remember when this film came out, so many people were saying just how fun it was and how joyful it was, and I just wasn't expecting it to be this fun and this good. So let's first talk about the script of this movie. I thought that this film had a really good script behind it. I love the original A Christmas Carol story. I mean, who doesn't? I don't think I've ever met one person that doesn't like the original, like, Christmas Carol story. And this is a unique, imaginative, and new retelling of that story. The full film is very, very interesting and goes in completely new directions with this story. I can't believe that a film like this hasn't been made before, because in thinking about it, it does seem like a very obvious route to go down. Making the whole Ghosts of Christmas past, present and future thing like this whole company that specialises on curating these experiences for people, and that the whole thing with Scrooge in the original story wasn't an isolated incident. They do this with so many people. Is such a unique and interesting concept. It's honestly just genius writing in my opinion. Also, the fact that Will Ferrell plays Scrooge, like, and the fact that after Scrooge passed away, he then applied for the job of the Ghost of Christmas Present is extremely cool. Like, it's such a cool route to go down. The film was also extremely funny. It was incredibly self-referential and continuously made cheeky nods to the camera, or cheeky nods to the fact that this is just a film. And I absolutely loved that. I also really liked that even though this film could be enjoyed by families, in the same way like Shrek or something like that does, it isn't shy or isn't nervous to make raunchy or rude jokes. The characters in this film actually swear a surprisingly lot for a 12 rated movie, I thought. The film also deals with some very serious themes, and for the most part I do think that these themes are handled well. There were a couple of scenes where I do not think they handled these serious themes well. For example, there's a scene where a woman's dying of cancer, and then in a matter of seconds they completely jump back into the slapstick hijinks that they were doing before the scene was introduced. Like, it just felt a little bit tonally all over the place in these scenes. However, the exploration into most of these serious themes did work for me. It was only on a couple of occasions in which the film did feel a little bit tonally all over the place. The film, of course, also has a really timeless message to it. No matter how many times it's told, the message of A Christmas Carol will always be relevant to society. It's important to be a nice person. I honestly want retellings of A Christmas Carol to happen forever, because this message is continuously important for kids of every generation to hear. The film also takes a musical route, which I was very excited to see because I absolutely love musicals, and I thought that they pulled off the musical aspect of this film extremely well. It completely embraces the whole musical aspect, going completely over the top and bonkers, but I absolutely loved it. The songs were extremely well written. For the most part, they were really funny, they were really catchy, but also on a couple of occasions they were emotional when they wanted to be. When I was watching it, I was texting my friends that have seen this film, and I said that this music really reminds me of the music in The Greatest Showman. And then I googled the film afterwards, and it's from the same writers as The Greatest Showman, so no surprise there. But I thought that all the music and all the songs in the film were absolutely fantastic. They were catchy, and yeah, they were just brilliant. The ending was also really, really satisfying and was a cool and interesting way to uniquely end this story. However, and I know I've been praising this script, there are a couple of negative aspects for me. Whilst most of the humour did land for me, there did seem to be a few jokes that just completely missed the mark, which I'm going to assume was improvisation from Ferrell and Reynolds. Unfunny improvisation that honestly just needed to be cut or substituted for a better line. The film's runtime is also far too long. The film did seem awfully drawn out for the story that it was trying to tell. I think 20 minutes cut out from this movie would have gave the film a much more faster pace, and honestly would have been beneficial for the movie. Overall, however, I thought the script was absolutely brilliant. Another brilliant aspect of the film was the direction. I thought the film looked truly amazing from a direction point of view. As I said, the film is a musical and it totally just goes for it. It goes way over the top, and it needed to do this. It just needed to embrace the fact it was a musical. If it was trying to be extremely serious all the time and was also a musical, it wouldn't have worked. The fact that this film embraced the musical aspect made it work. The musical numbers are choreographed fantastically. They are absolutely awesome and so incredibly lively. The colours in the film just absolutely pop. The film looks amazing, I thought, and the joyful nature, like the Christmas spirit nature that you feel from the film, and I think a lot of this is to do with the direction, it just oozes from the movie. The direction is just absolutely joyful. The effects were also really good, with a real nice mix of CGI and practical effects, which both looked great in my opinion. Specifically, there was a really cool effect that they used a couple of times in the movie, in which they made it look like time had stopped around these characters, and these characters were still moving, but everything around them had stopped. That effect looked sick. It looked so cool. Overall, I think that the direction in this film was actually flawless. I can't pick out anything really wrong with the direction. I thought it looked fantastic. In terms of performances, a majority of them get a thumbs up from me. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds are absolutely fantastic here, and the chemistry that the two have just oozes from the screen. You can tell that these guys had so much fun making this movie, and you can honestly tell that they have a friendship off screen as well, because their chemistry is honestly bouncing off the walls. It's that prevalent. I will say though, if I have to nitpick, I do think that Reynolds gave a slightly better performance to Ferrell. They both gave really great comedic performances and hit most of the jokes that they went for, even though there were a few misses, and I think that was down to just bad improvisation. And in terms of reading the script, I think they hit a lot of the jokes they were going for. And they also managed to hit the emotional beats of the film as well, of their characters, really showcasing that they are also brilliant, like, dramatic actors. I do like how Ferrell got the chance to play, like, the classic image of Scrooge, but honestly, this is where his performance slightly dips for me. He is not a believable Scrooge at all, and I just can't seem to believe that this joyful and cheery Ghost of Christmas Present was once this grumpy character called Scrooge. I think the problem is Ferrell plays both the characters extremely differently, so you can't really associate the two. Whilst Reynolds does go through a similar change to that of Ferrell's Scrooge into the Ghost of Christmas Present, Reynolds does go through a similar change throughout this movie, but he plays it a lot more subtly. The whole supporting cast were pretty good too. Octavia Spencer was a great love interest to Will Ferrell's character, and she played her part really well. Patrick Page was also an excellent choice for Marley, and you really get the sense from his character and his performance that Marley is a real authority figure, and I thought Page played this exceptionally. I also thought Tracy Morgan's voice performance of the Ghost of Christmas Future was hilarious. It shouldn't have worked, but it just did. It went for silliness and it got it. It was a really funny voice performance. I wasn't a big fan of some of the performances in this movie. Some of them came across a little bit annoying, like Sunita Mani's performance as the Ghost of Christmas Past. She was a little bit annoying, but no one gave a bad performance by any means. Overall, Spirited was an incredibly joyous film that I had so much fun with. Whilst I did have some minor problems with it, the amount of fun I had with it stomps these problems into the ground for me. I will definitely be checking out this film in the Christmases to come. I had such a fun time with it, and I honestly think it is the best film that I've seen in the 12 Days of Christmas so far. Spirited gets my recommendation, and I would like to give it an 8 out of 10. But that's just my opinion. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of Spirited. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's just alright? I love to read your comments, and I try and respond to every single one of them. Please join me back here tomorrow at 6 PM for day 10 of the 12 Days of Christmas, where I'll be watching for the first time and reviewing The Santa Claus. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.